Hello and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to talk about a new sunscreen in my skincare routine. As you may know, summer is approaching here in Malaysia, so having a sunscreen that can withstand sweat is essential. However, before we begin, I want to clarify that this is not a full review. It's more of an introduction. I've only started using this sunscreen and I don't use it very often. Continuing on, this sweat-resistant sunscreen is from Sunplay, called Sunplay Sport Sunscreen SPF 50+, which offers up to 4 times of UVA protection. For those unfamiliar with Sunplay, it is a sub-brand under 2 parent companies that have been in skincare industry for over 130 years. Sunplay also has another sunscreen line called Sunplay Skin Aqua, which is even more popular. Anyways, there are 2 things that drew me to this sunscreen. First is it claims to be water resistant for up to 4 hours. Yes, you heard that right. Before I continue, it is important to note that the FDA no longer allows brands to label sunscreens as waterproof since moisture can still wash sunscreen off the skin. Instead, they permit the term sweat resistant, which is why I've used it in the title. To be classified as a sweat resistant, a sunscreen must maintain UV protection while in contact with water for at least 40 minutes and longer. Does this mean you don't have to reapply sunscreen every 2 hours? The answer is no. Even the most sweat resistant sunscreens can only withstand water exposure for a maximum of 80 minutes or 1 hour and 20 minutes. To stay on the safe side, I recommend following this guideline. That means you should reapply every 40 or 80 minutes if you're in contact with water to maintain proper UV protection. Always check your sunscreen label to know how often you should reapply. With that being said, I didn't take sweat-resistant numbers into account when I reviewed so-called sweat-proof sunscreens nearly a year ago. So in this video, I'd like to formally apologize for that mistakes. That being said, I'm not saying those sunscreens were bad. However, if a sunscreen doesn't specify a sweat resistance duration, it may not provide protection for an acceptable amount of time. Of course, this is just speculation for educational purposes. The second thing that drew me to this sunscreen is its ability to form a UV protection layer even when there's moisture on your skin. This is a game changer if you're someone who starts sweating right after applying sunscreen like me. I believe this feature sets Sunplay Sport Sunscreen apart, putting it on another level compared to most other sweat-resistant sunscreens out there. The packaging is simple, just a basic blue and yellow design. Personally, I like the simplicity because at the end of the day, what matters most is how well the product works, not how it looks. Some people have complained that the packaging is too plain, especially compared to local products, which often have more eye-catching designs. However, we've seen cases where local manufacturers use control or even ban substance as revealed by the Ministry of Health of Malaysia. So again, what a product can do for you is far more important than its packaging. The texture of Sunplay Sport Sunscreen reminds me of 3W Clinic Vita Moist Sunscreen and Vaseline SPF 30 Body Lotion. It feels thick when poured onto the palm, but once applied to the skin, it absorbs surprisingly quick. And some greasiness on your skin after applying the sunscreen is normal. Most sweat-resistant sunscreens are like this. As for the smell, it has a slightly chemical-like scent, but it's not too strong or overpowering. Personally, I don't mind it. It is acceptable to me. The Sunplay Sport Sunscreen SPF 50 Plus is a chemical-based sunscreen. It also includes golden kelp extract and antioxidants like vitamin C and E. Although it contains magnesium ascorbate phosphate, which is often considered as a skin lightening ingredient, Sunplay does not market this sunscreen as a skin lightening product. Therefore, we should assume that the vitamin C and E in this formula are included for their antioxidant benefits, helping to fight free radicals and enhance the sunscreen's UV protection. Sunplay is a well-known brand in Southeast Asia. While its sport sunscreen line may not be as popular as Sunplay Skin Aqua, the company has a strong reputation and follow strict international standards in sunscreen production. The price is reasonable. You can get the 30-gram bottle for under 20 ringgit and the 80-gram bottle for under 30 ringgit at drugstores like Watson's and Guardian. However, you can often find it cheaper on online shopping platforms. I got the 80-gram for only 23 ringgit. For a sunscreen with wet skin technology, which allows it to provide UV protection even when applied to wet skin and offers up to 4 hours of moisture resistance, I'd say it's worth it. However, I strongly recommend reapplying every 80 minutes to ensure optimal protection. I think I've covered everything that needs to be covered. If you have any questions or comments, do ask in the comment section below.